Right at the end of the show last week, I think.
Hmm.
So, Raised by Wolves, we heard about that then as well. I don't know if it was Alan that brought that up or whatever. But
Yep.
then when you guys mentioned this as well,
Yes, I
Duffer
found
Brothers.
this. Yeah, from cancellation to launch. We're kind of riding those polar opposites tonight. So we just found out that the Duffer Brothers, the creators behind the Netflix hit Stranger Things, are launching Upside Down Pictures, which love the title of the studio.
Yep.
Um, and they already have 5 upcoming projects in the hopper. Ah, fun. Couldn't help
Very good.
myself.
Very
I
good.
couldn't.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I really couldn't help myself there. But they already have 5 upcoming projects that are in various stages of being ready to launch. Some I am excited about. Some I am decidedly not.
Hmm.
So we have differing opinions on this. I think we have some same opinions and some differing opinions. But the
Okay.
first thing I think we have the same opinion on is there's a play based on the world of Stranger Things that I think is a bad idea. It's just a bad idea because the the production value of setting Stranger Things and the things that it can do, like being in the upside down and the worlds it can create on a television screen or on a silver screen, just in that medium will not translate to a stage.
Yeah. I I
They
just
could have a cool story to tell, but
yeah.
I just feel it should be divorced from the world of Stranger Things then.
Okay. So it is anyways set in the world of Stranger Things. It's not a retelling of Stranger Things,
Right,
is what
right.
it seems, right? So
But for me, like, either it's set in the world of Stranger Things and you need to at least mention, show, do something with the Upside Down, because that's such an integral part of what makes Stranger Things itself.
mhm,
Otherwise, just divorce it from the world of Stranger Things. Do
mm,
you know what I mean? Like, just don't even make that connection. If you have a cool story to tell, just, like, don't set it maybe in Hawkins, Indiana then, or don't tie it to Eleven or
okay.
Will or the buyers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're either in it or you're not.
I
And if you're
guess
in the world, then I think you have to do the upside down, and then I don't think that translates on a stage.
I think I'm somewhere more moderate on this in the sense that I'm happy that it's not a retelling of what already exists. That's
Agreed.
always my big problem. And I don't think this is exactly bad. My one concern is that right, there's going to be some level of production that's required to make this awesome, which I think that places can do, but it's going to have really small reach then. A lot of plays that they're going to tour the country and some of that.
Mhm,
It's not, not everything is able to do that exactly. Not every place is able to have such a production that they
mhm.
have, you know, like on Broadway, when I saw a play there, it's like, wow, it's amazing. Not everywhere has
Right,
that. So traveling around to do it, it just is going to be a more limited audience. So is this story important in this world? Because if it is, you're really reducing your
right,
reach. But maybe it's
right.
just a offshoot enough that it can be fun, and it's really not going to matter if you've seen it, but it's enriching if you do.
Yeah, see, to me,
Uh
then I just want it to be, like, totally divorced from Stranger Things.
huh.
Because
Sure.
I agree with you, like, your production value is going to suffer at some point, which means you're either cheapening Stranger Things for the audience who came out excited to see it, or you have, like, such a limited audience that's gonna forgive you for lower production value that you're really, like, limiting who's gonna be there.
Mm,
And then what's the point of that?
sure. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not thrilled about
Sure.
piece of it. I'm not particularly thrilled about a Stranger Things spin-off series.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I might give it a shot depending on what it is. They've been very close-lipped about the storyline. Apparently, one of the Duffer Brothers was giving an interview saying like Finn Wolfhard just like randomly guessed it, and he was just shocked
Okay.
because nobody else has been able to guess it.
Okay.
So interested to see what they're thinking and what's like super shocking, but
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm intrigued enough to give it a shot, but we'll see.
Okay.
So I guess lessening degrees of like here. A live action series adaptation of the manga and anime series Death Note.
I mean, I almost decided to just do my own video and put it live after hearing about this, just to complain about it. Like, can we
uh,
just quit?
wait, you're not excited? I am
My god.
shocked. Shocked.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay. I'm done. You go.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I
It's
get
been
tired of
done.
complaining about it. It has
It's
been
been
done
done.
already.
This
Some
particular one, even like you're not
right.
even choosing like a new anime to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's Death Note is still great. You can go read it, you can go watch
Mm-hmm.
it. It's still great. I
Mm-hmm.
would again be more inclined to I think my position is shifting to if we're going to change mediums for properties that they should be spin-offs or something else enriching the world and not
Mm-hmm.
retellings
Yeah.
because so it's my issue I have with The Last of Us coming to HBO.
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's apparently just retelling the game. Well, I don't know. Why do I want to watch the show and then is that going to make me play the game if I know it's the same thing exactly? I don't know. Maybe, maybe, but I would rather them just tell a story in the Last of Us world. And
Sure.
then that would, if you're interested in that world, you can now explore it further with the game. That's,
Well, I don't know because I mean, for what I mean, I agree with you in principle. There is something about like why am I watching this like when I could already play the game?
mhm.
But like we do that so much with books.
Yep,
Do you know what I mean? Like so much television or so many movies are taken from books, and they're not always faithful adaptations, which can be interesting or they can be terrible. So we take risks that way. Or like I'm thinking about The Witcher,
yep,
you know.
hmm
There's sometimes enough difference that it can be good.
yep, yep. It's It's hard to to draw lines in the sand and say what should be done. I feel
Yeah.
like do feel like it can vary. Things can be handled well when they're handled with
Mhm.
care and attention. Because I just talked about anime and manga, the adaptations, the same sort of thing there. Often they're very similar, and people
Mhm.
consume both
Yep.
because they're a little different experiences, even though you're getting generally the same. Sometimes
Right.
people just out of curiosity, yeah, you love the original thing. It's like you love the book, you love the manga, and then you want to see the live action or the animated version of it. So, like,
Mhm.
I get that. My preference in general is still going to be to expand as opposed to retell.
Sure.
And I'm
That's
just
fair.
not a fan of, especially in a visual medium. It's still a show, it's a TV
Yeah.
show called Death Note, and now there's going to be a TV show called Death Note, and it's going to be the same story, but they'll I don't know, just it's also one of those things where not every story translates to a new
Mhm.
medium. We've talked about this before too. It's
Right.
just not, it seems very easy for Hollywoods to forget about what makes animation special or what makes
Right.
film special or whatever. And I don't know, then you lose a piece of the soul of the thing that you know, you're
Mhm.
changing here. So,
Yeah, it'd be fun to see, taking on a different dark supernatural anime or manga, because I think the Duffer Brothers do monster production really well. They've
mhm,
had some great creatures that have come from the upside down,
mhm.
in the world of Stranger Things, and I think taking those talents and applying them elsewhere is a great thing. Um, but yeah, just apply them elsewhere. is
Yeah.
basically my point.
I just still it's just one of those things again where why do you have to take Death Note? If you love Death Note, be inspired by Death Note and write a
Mhm,
thing. Ashley's I found one a manga in the store that was like, "Oh, this is reminds me of Death Note." And I told Ashley
mhm,
about it and she's reading it now and likes it. And it is similar to Death Note, but it's
mhm,
not the same thing. It is different, but it seems clear to me that they were inspired by. Well, if the Duffer
mhm.
brothers can be inspired by Death Note,
Yeah. I mean,
come up with your own thing.
we do have here, it says a live action series adaptation. I mean, they don't really give a lot of details of, like, it's a retelling. So maybe it'll be something different, maybe there'll be a twist, maybe it's an inspired
Well,
by.
no, because it's called Death Note.
Well,
It
it's
is
called
like,
Death Notes unless that's a
well, that's
typo.
okay. Then they're ready for then they're ready for a lawsuit.
We're getting down to the minutia of one
Uh-huh.
letter here.
I mean,
Death Notes.
the point of Death Note is what would you do if you had like basically no chance of being caught and you could at will kill people.
Mhm,
No one would know about it, whatever. And so would you take the temptation of trying to make the world a better place,
mhm.
or would you have like the moral like veracity to stop yourself and
Fortitude.
not do this? Right.
Mhm.
That's a good thing to explore, and you can explore that in a myriad of ways. You don't have to take this. So,
Yeah. Well, we'll
anyways,
see. We'll see what
yeah.
this series
I
is. If
won't
it's
see.
Death
I
Note,
mean,
I will.
yeah.
I
Okay.
probably will.
Okay.
Especially if they're gonna continue to call it Death Notes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see. I'll maybe see if it's the same or different.
Okay.
But yeah, so we have um, two other things here: an adaptation of *The Talisman*, a 1984 novel by Stephen King, and then an original series that they're going to partner with creators of *Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance* um, to create. No details other than these are the two creators that they're collaborating with. So maybe continuing *Dark Crystal*, maybe doing a spin-off or related,
Sure.
maybe something totally different, who knows. um,
Yeah.
I know *Dark Crystal* has kind of its own cult following, so there'd be some people I think that would be happy to see that get a resurgence.
Right.
um, and then of course the article closes out by talking about, they're going to do the fifth and final season of *Stranger Things*, and that is, I believe, going to appear in 2023.
Okay. Wow.
um,
I mean, it
I
must be hard to work on that
thought
already.
I thought I saw that, or maybe it's early 2024, but it was sooner than I had thought it was going to be. So, but it was also nice to get a confirmation that the fifth season of Stranger Things will be its final season,
Right. Yep.
because it
Yep.
could be one of those shows that like drags on forever.
Yep.
Good for them for wrapping it up.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to them.